subcompact SUV New York International Auto Show. Very, very interesting design. It's so attractive straight off the bat. Nice and noisy here because there's lots of interest in this car. But look at those tail lamps, really very different and very unlike Hyundai design in many ways. Venue branding at the back is nice and big, and so is the boot. I have to say, first impression is that that's a pretty roomy boot. It is going to look pretty credible because look how deep that is. Yeah, that deep. So compare that to the rivals, and I think except for the XUV 300, this is going to look pretty big. Lots of people here, so let me try and show you the back. Also pretty impressive. Look at that. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a niche here, so I'm guessing a rear AC vent for the Indian market, bound to happen. Brand new connectivity options and connected car interface. Remember, there's been a lot of talk around all of that already. I know you're all dying to see the face, so I'm going to take you to the front. But look at that all blue interior on this show car here in New York. Nice little elements. There's the white roof, white mirrors, and a little white here on the wheel arch and side cladding too. DRLs, very Kona-like, nice big round, chunky, and yet it's not a bulging bumper. It's a very straightforward design, and all that metal, that massive amount of chrome in front, well, that's going to be the standout design feature of this car as compared to the Kona and then the future Creta, which will also have similar kind of styling, of course. But let's stick with this car. DCT or dual clutch automatic transmission coming on this car to India as well. Getting back into the cabin now. On the driver's side, multifunction steering wheel, no surprise. Screen there in the middle of the dials, no surprise again. And there you go. That's the big story, really, the connectivity story that is going to be played up in a really big way. There you go. That's what the home menu will look like. And the instruments. There you go. So you got the information screen in the middle there, and most of the other stuff that you see is, of course, expected and regular. The start-stop button, climate control system. There's that automatic transmission I was talking about. Will India get this or not? We'll have to wait and see. But interesting drive modes that you can select here. There's normal and there's sport, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that's on the production version in India as well. But remember, India is the lead market for this car, and yet it's making its debut here in New York. So it tells you how it's globally really relevant for Hyundai. It's going to be sold here in the United States as well, folks. Sunroof. And I've already showed you how nice and roomy the back is. That, I think, is a big surprise. The sense of space on the inside, the headroom is going to be the other big story and the big talking point when it comes to this car. Because, of course, what everybody wants to know is how is it different from the Vitara Brezza. I can tell you that in terms of quality, in terms of fit, finish, the car I'm seeing here right now, pretty impressive, because it does tell you just how far Hyundai has come as a brand. And yeah, that boot space is really knocking me out. I mean, look at that. That's so deep. I know I showed it to you already, but nice and deep, and then, you know, pretty ample in terms of width and overall depth down that way as well. So yeah, it is very different, and yet a little bit similar to some of the rest of the family as well. I want to quickly give you a little peek here of the cabin from back here. There you go. Good sense of space for sure. The sunroof helps. Lighter palette on the top of the roof liner, and then darker down below. And this blue plastic, you know, frankly, I've not been a fan usually of colored plastic, but this one, yeah, it kind of works. I think is looking quite nice because it's well finished, and that to me is going to be the proof of the pudding when it comes to the Indian spec car as well. Will it be made well? Well, we'll have to wait and see about that. It's debuting right now in India too, folks. Remember that in Goa or on the way to Goa on a boat, Ameya is there right now and he's looking at the Indian production version, but not too different from what I'm seeing here. The white elements to me are pretty interesting. The name of the car also finished in white, and then there you go in the bumper as well. Very young, very sporty. White roof, of course, you've already seen. Debuting alongside that is the new Sonata. A quick look at that. Look at this element. There's chrome running down the hood, which turns into a DRL that travels all the way up there. That is very different, isn't it? All right, let me not distract myself though and come straight back to the Venue. Slim lights up top, and then you've got the DRL and the main headlamp down here. Now it's interesting how that slim light is not a DRL. More of the white elements down there. The strip and also this little checkered thing, and then of course the big plus motif in the grille. So you see the little pluses that you see all through, which are down here as well on that grille. Now I'll tell you what, I can tell you this now. I had the chance to see this car a few months ago, and that grille was really blingy, it was really shiny, and a lot more of what you see of that grille. Even some of the elements which are now black in the background were also finished in chrome. So it's nice that they've managed to tone it down, because it would have been a little almost offensive if all of it had been shiny like braces. But this looks pretty good because in the space that we're talking about, Vitara Brezza, XUV 300, and of course the Tata Nexon and the Ford EcoSport. This car, I have to say, does stand out. It looks pretty upmarket, looks interesting, looks modern, looks fun. How does it drive? Well, that's the only part now that we're curious to find out more about. The 2020 Hyundai Venue will be debuting in India by, well, about a month from now. And please react to it. For those of you who have tuned in right now, for those of you who will watch this video a little bit later on, need to know your thoughts. Everything from that DRL to the grille, to the proportions, to the color, to the interiors. Need to know what you guys are thinking. First look then at the Hyundai Venue. All right, let me see if I can get some of your messages in here now. And all right, so scrolling up. All right, so lots of highs and hellos. So hi guys.
큼직큼직한 다이얼로 되어 있는 오토 에어컨이 장착이 되어 있고요. 저는 이게 초저가차의 형태로 판매되는 거잖아요. 그러니까 스토닉보다 쌉니다. 1,600만 원, 스토닉이 1,600 몇십만 원에서 시작하니까 이 차는 1,500만 원대에서 시작할 가능성도 있어요. 1,500만 원대에서 시작하게 되면 우리나라 SUV 중에서 가장 싼 SUV가 될 수 있겠죠. CUV, SUV 어떤 그 중간 정도 되는 역할이겠지만 어제도 굉장히 저렴하지 않고 많이 되기 때문에 그러면 저는 요거부터 좀 없애야 된다고 생각합니다. 요게 사실 한 옵션 가격이 얼마쯤 할까요? 글쎄 한 최소한 80만 원 하지 않을까요? 100만 원 하지 않을까요? 100만 원. 옵션이 100만 원이라고 치면 요걸 없애버리고 여기에 그냥 스마트폰 같은 걸 낄 수 있게 아니면 아이패드 낄 수 있게
All right, rear AC vents not on the car that I'm seeing right now. Somebody was in there filming, so I couldn't talk. No two-tone color option for India. It's something that we probably get in a little while. Paddle shifters there. Well, I'll go back in there and check once again. India unveil will be on the show this weekend, Sharad. And what's the price of this? Well, obviously it has to compete with the Vitara Brezza, so try and put it in that sort of category. Samarth and Sujit, that was an answer to your question about pricing. Performance figures, we'll have to wait and see what they release for the India spec. And you know what, Ameya is there right now, so we have those details up on carandbike.com anyway. Back seat space, I just showed it to you. For those of you who are just joining me, please go ahead and look at this video from its start once again. The general consensus here is that the car looks good, it looks promising, and even from a US market context. Boot space, Chandan just went over it, so again, take a look. LED lights, yes, Levi, we have just shown that as well. Same thing with the rear seat comfort. Would request you guys to go up and watch the video from its start. But it's right in that block hole when it comes to that size and segment, like the XUV 300, the Vitara Brezza, the Ford EcoSport, and the Tata Nexon. You know what? I have to say, Prithvi, that this particular car, it looks pretty good in the flesh. Available in petrol automatic, presumably yes. I'll have to wait for the launch for that. Front parking sensors, yes, there will be, because by law now we need to have the rear ones. But I'm sure here in the US market, the car will have the front parking sensors, and maybe the top end version in India will too. Nikhil says boxy design similar to the Brezza. I'm not sure it's that boxy because it's got some really nice lines and curves and a good amount of work done in the metal, especially over here. It's not really as boxy as the Vitara Brezza. There's a little bit of a bulge here, and then it kind of goes down and there's a significant bulge here. Then a little cut in the metal, so nice muscle there. And then again a bit of a flare, roundish bulge with a recessed wheel arch, and then the plastic cladding. So lots of different lines and layers, but I think it seems to work because it emphasizes the SUV stance and also gives you a good sense of what segment this car is supposed to operate in. Thank you, Mukul. Appreciate that. It's really crowded here, and I can't tell you how difficult it is to try and continue to show you more of this car. What is the ground clearance? We'll have to wait for the India spec before I can answer that question. There's no point telling you about this one, but take a look at it. It looks pretty credible. Certainly will be higher than a premium hatchback, which is pretty much the space that it will compete in. Don't forget. Creta replica, Pranjal, I think the Creta will remain a bigger car always, so this is smaller. When is it launching in India? Just about 3 or 4 weeks. The grille is hideous, says Dhaval. Well, yep, I kind of agree with you. It's a little in your face, but it's not offensive. Like I said just some time ago, I did have a chance to see one of the car's earlier designs, and yeah, this is a lot better than what they were first planning to do, which was really shiny. This one's a little more subtle. Boot space, ground clearance. We just covered these options as well, so I would request you guys to go back and watch that. These are size 17 wheels, so to answer the question that I have from Jinkle, there you go, alloy wheels of course. Turbo, yes, there are turbo engines as well. We have an impression on the car for you very soon. Lucky says I'm going to buy this car. What about interior quality in the India spec car? Should I wait for Hector? Now the Hector, Pranjal, is a much bigger car. It's more the Jeep Compass size, so that's almost 2 segments bigger than this one. So can't really compare. Diesel auto, again, let's wait for the India specs to come out, whether there will be a diesel auto. We have Ameya in Goa with the cars unveil happening in India right now. So you'll be able to get the correct answers from him. I don't want to give you the wrong answers. Color option, way too premature for that one, I'm afraid, Naveen. Is this the final production ready version? Chandan asks. Yes, this is it. This is what the car will look like in India. Two-tone roof, we'll have to wait and see, of course. All right, one final walk around this car. There's the Sonata for those of you who want to see it. Check that out. Quick look at the Sonata. When is it coming to India? One of you asked. Well, don't hold your breath. There's no plan. Though I have to say it looks really nice. Beautiful coupe styling. And everybody's doing this joint tail light at the back. Well, Hyundai also doing the same now with the Sonata. This is clearly its flagship sedan when it comes to styling And quick look on the inside shows you a good amount of fit, quality, luxury, and equipment too. So yeah, a little bonus. Nice angle on that seat back, I have to say. Hi again. There you go, lots of space. Nice angle on the seat back at the back, and yeah, beautiful color. So two massive world debuts from Hyundai, the Sonata and the Venue. And as promised, now I do that last little walk around with the Venue and then sign off. You've got to react to it, folks. Got to hear from you. What do you think about the Hyundai Venue? This is our first look exclusively. Before anybody else can bring you a video on the car, we have that for you. So definitely need your reactions to this car, the Hyundai Venue. Big, massive make or break car in the segment for Hyundai. First time that Hyundai will be stepping into the sub 4 meter SUV category, and a good looking, well built, credible product for sure. Please react to it, and more details on the India spec. Now this is important, more details on the India spec coming up on carandbike.com right now, so I urge you to go back and look at those. But for now, this is me signing off from New York. That there is the Hyundai Venue. Please react to it. Please wear your seatbelts.